Hi, I'm here with Crystal Obregon from Crystal Obregon Coaching. How are you today, Crystal?
I'm good.
All right, let's figure out some of the stuff with your business, shall we?
Sounds great.
Okay. What does your business do?
So my business, it's primarily coaching, and I help people create a more extraordinary and fulfilled life using science-backed habits and also learning to ask clarifying questions to themselves so that they can move forward in their lives.
So what kind of programs and services do you offer?
So primarily, I do one-on-one coaching, but I I'm a certified high performance coach, and also come from an integrative health background. That's how I made that jump to high performance coaching. And so I also have, because I do believe that health and well being are primary to reaching your goals, I also have some online programs related to health and well being. And I'm about to finally launch a membership that combines those two.
Very good. Now, what type of clients do you have now?
So I primarily work with women in the second half of their life because they've often, generally somewhere around 40 or 50. I know it's the same for men too, so I do work with men as well, but mostly women. Generally, there's some kind of shift in their life because either their kids are going off to college or they don't need them as much. They may be in a career that they love, but they've reached burnout several times and they want to do it in a more sustainable way. Or they've been in a career that they really don't love. You know, it's 20 or 30 years is a long time, maybe, to be doing one thing. And it's time to completely change it up. And so I help them work through that process as well.
Now, can you tell me more about the high performance part? I want to hear more about that.
So, like I said, I was an integrative health coach, which takes in all parts of your life, as well as the food and nutrition, food and exercise, because if um, a person isn't doing well in the rest of their lives, then all the best food and the best exercise is not really going to make a great life or a healthy person. So I was looking for some kind of a life coaching type program, and nothing um, had really resonated with me. And then I saw an interview with Brendan Burchard when he was releasing his latest book, which is now 2.5 years ago, High Performance Habits. And immediately I said, I've got to get this book. And so I got the book and then also the audio so that I could listen when I was, driving after I dropped kids off or something. And I listened to it all the way through, and then I picked up and I listened to it again. And it just resonated with me so completely because high performance, that kind of gives this like supercharged feeling to you. But actually what it was is that he did a bunch of research with his institute and with surveys, and the research, what they found is that the most successful people in the world actually did eat well. They did have great relationships with their families, their peers, their community. They did exercise, they did have meditation practices. Completely the opposite of what we might think. So it was really looking at being successful over time, so sustainably. And the lack of sleep and not eating well and not exercising and being grumpy with everyone doesn't it might work for a little while with the exception of being grumpy, but it's not sustainable. So I did some of the training, and then eventually I decided to pursue the training certification, or the coaching certification, which
Cool.
I love.
Awesome. Now, who are your ideal clients?
So my ideal clients are really people um, that really want more. They want something more than just going through the motions, getting a paycheck, um, or even in their own business, it could be just reaching this certain level. They want to be really joyful. They want to be fulfilled. They want to add to the people around them.
Okay. Now, do you have a story of one of your most rewarding client moments or an issue resolved?
Yes, I do. I do. I was working with a client that had worked for a company for about 15 years, and she had risen through the ranks, and she had stayed through one, what do you call it, buyout. I'll just call it a buyout. I don't know if that's the
Hmm.
exact word, but one buyout. And then that company was basically building it up to sell again. And the original company, it was pretty like, put in your hours, and it was a little bit higher. It was higher stress already, but then when the new company bought it, it really got crazy, because basically they wanted people to quit so that they didn't have to lay them off and give them the packages. I can't think of that
The
word.
severance packages.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you, Dennis.
that's okay.
Yes, so they didn't have, but she stuck it out, and I think it was about a year or two that she stuck it out so that she would get her severance package. And so she came out of it pretty trashed and thrashed. And so she she was initially looking for another job right away, and then the more time she had away, because she had her severance package, so she was fine financially for about 6 months. Probably she could have been fine longer, but comfortable for her for 6 months. And so she decided sometime through that she would do some consulting. She was in marketing, and she was a creative director. And so she had a couple small clients, and then this other company had hunted her, that wanted to, first, I think they started with consulting, because actually from the very beginning she said that she had come to the realization that she didn't want to be traveling. She didn't want to do some of the things that she had done before. And so they ended up hiring her as a consultant. And about a month or two, three into the deal, they really wanted to hire her, and they wanted her to be the vice president of marketing. And she was really feeling like she knew what that meant. It meant 40 plus hours. It meant being on call. And she's also was able to start doing other things in her life. So that VP title didn't really appeal to her anymore. But she was also worried that they would fire her as a consultant. And so I helped her work through how it could be a win-win for both her and the company. And because she's a really hard worker, and she only wanted to work 30 hours a week for that company. And really what she could get done in 30 hours was more than a lot of people could get done in 50 hours. And so she was able to have a conversation with them, and and really come to something that worked for both of them. And so she was really happy and thrilled that she was able to do that and really stand up for herself as well.
Oh, that is an inspiring story. Now, what makes your business unique?
So I think what makes it unique is that while I'm helping people reach a higher level, it really is that sustainability key. That sustainability piece is really key, and also the idea that I do bring in even more of that well-being and health, and share the tools for my clients to do that easily. So it's not about doing more. It's about doing what you're doing, focusing on the things that really matter, so that you can do, you know, those other things that you want to do in your hobbies, or it can be, it can be a lot of things.
Okay. Now, how can people learn more about you?
So probably the best thing to do is to go to my website, crystalobregon.com, and I do have a free PDF that you can download and get on my email list. And then I do a weekly blog. I am focusing more right now on the health and well-being because of our current climate. I feel like it is more important than ever to take care of yourself. And then I have a Facebook page, Crystal Obregon Coaching. And for the women in the group, I have a separate Facebook group as well.
Now, also, I'm assuming that you also have different lengths of programs and services as well, right?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, cool. And all they have to do is go to that website and check it out.
Definitely, definitely.
Great. Now, is there any final thoughts do you have?
Um, just keep on, keeping on right now. I'm seeing so many amazing people right now that are just adding something positive to others' lives, and it really makes a huge difference.
Cool. Well, best of luck to you, Crystal. I hope you hit it out of the ballpark every time.
All right, thank you so much, Dennis.
Okay, thank you. Take
All
care.
right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. For more information, visit crystalobergon.com. There you'll find coaching techniques for Crystal, as well as other information. And you can also contact by going here, filling out the email, and clicking submit, or joining her newsletter or her Facebook group.